Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Adventures in Asheville show, featuring Steve and Karen Wilson, owners and innkeepers of the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast.
Hey, this is Steve and Karen Wilson from the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast. Today's Adventures in Asheville is with the HapBE Valley Farm. So how you guys doing?
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, we call it HapBE Valley Equine and Wellness Farm.
Okay. And you do pronounce it just happy or?
Happy.
But we have to correct people all the time.
Right.
I'm sure.
Because, we say it's happy, but you drop the PY and you change it to BE, like being and not doing.
Okay.
I like that. Exactly. That's different. Okay. So we are talking to Jennifer and Jason Robbins. They are the owners and operators of this beautiful place. You want to give us some background on the property? What made you start this?
Sure. So this really began because I went on a retreat when I was 50 years old to Costa Rica. We were living in Florida, and I really just felt that I was going to now be an empty nester. My youngest was going off to college, need a little clarity. What was next? Told my family, hey, signing off, don't call me, don't whatever. 5 days, went to Costa Rica and did a retreat with horses.
Very nice.
I had a horse since we went from New York to Florida, now here.
Okay.
So we had one horse that my daughter and I used to ride.
Okay.
And this retreat taught me in such a short period of time more than I learned in 20 years of therapy.
Wow. Amazing.
So a lot of what, it's focused on is self-compassion, self-discovery, who you are authentically versus, how you were raised and conditioned to be.
Right.
Most people, do try to individuate in their 20s, but some of us individuate in our 50s.
Sure.
And I came back from that just forever changed.
Understand.
And I told my husband, this work is utterly incredible. We had worked with horses once before when our kids were little and were mesmerized by it.
Right.
And, this is all no riding. This is all groundwork.
Yes.
Relationship based, all about connection over control. There's no controlling of the horses.
Right.
And so I came back and I said to Jason, hey, I really want to do this. And that was October of 22. And by March of 23, he jumped on my wagon and we purchased this property.
Okay.
Nice
So
and quick.
it was a very fast.
And why it was okay for me is I had a business that I had for 21 years that I was just working day in and day out and was able to sell it in 2019.
Okay.
And, that enabled me to kind of move from doing something that I didn't feel that was really rewarding from the work. The most rewarding part of my work was that I had 175 employees and that, I felt like I had to take care of them and we all together had to work as a team to take care of each other.
Sure.
In the face of competition and in the industry, but we were doing logo merchandise. And for me, to give things out where half of it's thrown in the garbage, wasn't super rewarding for me. I didn't feel like I was doing anything to change the world.
Understand.
And it was just, spinning tires in a way. And so I've always been into, self-help and meditation and yoga and Buddhism and just all that kind of stuff. And Jen wanting to do this, just knowing that was helping people was really, I was totally on board.
Yeah, I understand.
And it was cool and different. And I thought that, that there was room to grow. There was room to grow because, it's an investment to have a place like this. We bought this place. This was a generational family farm for, 100 years or whatever. And it was just an empty valley and a house from 1942 that had a little renovation on it.
Right.
And a tobacco barn and a shed, which by the time we bought the place, there was a big storm and half of it blew off. But
wow.
That was okay. We came here and we worked tirelessly for, a good year and a half, getting the barn looking like a really cool event space and putting some horse stalls in case we ever needed. All the horses are always in pasture, but in case you need to separate a horse for health reasons, etc., we needed to build some stalls and just get everything fixed and then put all the fencing in and all the posts and all the electric fencing and all that kind of stuff.
For horses.
Right. It was just an empty thing. So we did it and it's just, it's beautiful. We feel like, we don't really like to call ourselves owners of the land. It's more like stewards of the land.
Sure. Absolutely.
And everyone that comes here really feels like the energy of the land is really special. And we kind of tuning into that as well.
Yeah, we've started some collaborations with people that are like-minded and we offer all kinds of unique things. One of the things we do Reiki with the horses where, you're laying on a bed and the horses are present, and you guys, we welcomed you to meditation.
Yeah, we experienced some horse activity.
Field is so imagine laying on a bed and four of them are either around you or near you.
Yeah, with a Reiki master.
You're feeling it. You're getting deep, energy work that I really knew. I mean, to me, I was like, oh, this is all really woo-woo. But now I'm like, whatever works.
Yeah,
makes me feel better.
I had a session a couple weeks ago before we started to offer the Reiki as a kind of established thing, we sell out a lot. Like it's because there's only a few spots a week.
Yeah, we don't want to it's a lot for the horses.
Sure, of course.
But when the when Jen did it, a couple months ago for the first time, she was just like sobbing and releasing somatically for an hour. Like she felt like it's an hour of,
and then felt so much lighter.
Yeah. So a lot of people are really into the Reiki thing, and we have 3 different Reiki practitioners.
Very nice.
And
the biggest thing that we do, we want to offer things for the community. So like you came to the meditation and we do yoga every weekend.
Meditation with horses and yoga every week.
Right.
But the retreats are
the retreats are our biggest. I mean, we basically recreated the retreat I went on.
Of course. Here. Yeah.
So we offer that usually like 3 times, a year. And now we're starting to add on some additional retreats with other unique opportunities that just for some reason, everything is sort of happening organically. And I think that has a lot to do with the work we do with the horses. We've become very centered and grounded. And so there's not that stress and anxiety, and it's like allowing magic to happen.
Yeah. Sometimes people will call us and they want to do retreats here, and we, we just have a sense it's not right.
Right.
So horses primarily, our mission is real simple.
Yep.
Touch as many people to touch horses, and I don't mean touch horses by petting them. I mean get in touch with the power of horses. Just look them in the eye, breathe with them, and the magic that comes from there. Everyone's on their own journey, and the horses are just incredible because the reason why they're different than therapy, Jen said, all those years of therapy, because it's just different. It's,
it's not talking. They're
true.
They don't have egos. Good. Yeah.
Right there, come on. This is why I don't leave the property, guys.
Yeah. When you work with therapists, the human nature is to make meaning out of it. When they said that comment to me, it's because, they're just like that. The judgment just flies no matter what. With the horses, there's no evidence of judgment.
Right.
They live in the present. They don't have right and left hemispheres of the brain. It's like kind of all one.
Right.
In fact, when you teach a horse to do something on the right, it doesn't have a clue what to do on the left. You have to actually teach it to do on the left.
That's interesting. Okay.
So it's just, horses are incredible. And so they're mirrors. You go in there and I guess I could tell the story of, this is just an example of when we do work with horses. Normally there's a retreat. Let's say it's maximum 8 people, 6 people on average.
Right.
And there's different exercises. And the exercises normally have a general topic, and everyone waits and watches one person at a time, do a body scan, and then go and calm themselves, and then go in with the horse. And then there's sometimes no agenda, just go in. So I went in once with a no agenda, except we always have an agenda. We're human.
Sure.
And when I did it, I was in front of an audience of, like 7 women who were watching me. And I was the guy who he and his wife bought a horse, are doing this horse retreat. So I better be like, an expert. So I'm already conditioned to need to be acknowledged as smart and be acknowledged as competent and capable and of, earning of respect and all that kind of stuff. And my story is that I went in there with the horse. And so I'm trying to work on getting seen that way, being seen that way. And the horse is just standing, looking out. And I'm using my, doing arcs and energy things and just trying to without, because you're not supposed to go, come here, boy. It's not a dog. But, there's ways you're supposed to move and try to get the horse to interact and, kind of come over here, wink, wink, and nothing was happening. And it felt like 10 minutes. It was probably like 6 or 7. And the facilitator says, Jason, what's going on for you?
Yeah.
I said, I'm getting very frustrated. I'm doing everything right or trying really hard for the horse to, interact with me. I'm coming to the horse, but the horse isn't coming to me. The horse isn't even looking at me, not even one stitch and one glance. sometimes they can turn their ears. They're not turning just an ear to me, like zero, full ignore. So I said to her, now I'm starting to ignore the horse too. So then she says, do you do that anywhere else in life where if you don't get the reason, you ignore them if they ignore you? And there's that. And there's also what she said is, do you feel like you're somebody who the horse wants to be with right now? Because the horse is not going by your thoughts. It's going by your body feeling.
Right.
And I realized I wasn't working my body feeling really at all. I thought I was, but it was just more like, I'm going to move right, try to get some action, move left, try to get some action, nothing. Now I'll move forward, I'll back up. I'm doing my own like dance. The horse must have been like laughing. But of course the horse wasn't, because they're not judgmental and they're just sitting there, just sitting there.
Not connecting.
Right. Yeah. And so she said to me, can you try to somehow in your body create some type of feeling like somebody who the horse would be interested and want to be with and not scared at all and welcomed.
Right. Yeah.
And it took me a while, but I was also like fighting back tears a little bit because something hit me at that moment about how I show up in life. Okay. And I didn't stay on it and be like, oh, I've been doing this all my life. I just was like, okay, I've done this all my life. And now's the lesson. Right. And now how can I figure out, while I have this opportunity to figure out how to make that body feel that the right way, so that I'm emanating this presence that, and who I truly am. Right. And not without the act. And the horse, as soon as I finally got it felt like 5 minutes. I was trying that on. Is that working? Is this magic? Because feeling your body is a very weird,
for some people,
thing when you for some people, if you're in your head like me, all your life. Yeah. Yeah, you just don't know the body's there, but it's telling you stuff, but you don't even know it's telling you stuff. You're just acting, and you're like, yeah. So that's why a lot of therapists and a lot of somatic people just be like, "What's before the thought? What happened?" Yeah. So horses are really amazing in that way, and
the horse.
Sorry, she's got to finish my sentences. The horse finally looked at me when I finally got it,
and then wanted to connect.
And then it was all great, and it felt wonderful.
It was really beautiful,
and I couldn't hold back the smile, Yeah. But it's huge lessons, and everyone who comes in here to work with the horses, they have their own lesson.
Right.
It's not the same thing any time.
I believe that.
And horses will do weird things, like if they're talking about their stomach or something, the horse is like rubbing their nose on the stomach, and they're like, I just had a stomach issue. Like, it's like,
it sounds really crazy,
but it always blows your way.
You're like, oh my God. I mean, I had my best friend and then my daughter do our first 2 retreats. So I was not involved because I really wanted them to have their own experience and not feel my presence. Right. Our last retreat in May, we had a group of incredible women, and wow, for me to witness and be part of it as someone who went through it, and also to be there for them, right? Knowing that here I am, like, this is happening. This is really happening.
Yeah, the pride of really firsthand seeing
how
we're trying to do.
And also seeing my heart horse that I've had for 13 years is like incredible at doing this. And we're not training these horses. No. This is just what horses are. If they're happy living as a herd, not in a stall, not with someone on their back all the time, not being forced to do things, like they're living as a horse is meant to live. Right. Not saying some horses don't love to do things and be ridden and compete.
Right.
So
these women, 3 of them are coming back in September.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Do it all over again. And I mean, their stories were just, one of them actually, she wants to write a book about it.
She does. Experience they must.
It was
profound.
Very
moving.
Well, she came the first day wearing a wig because she's finishing her breast cancer treatment. She was clear, but she didn't know how to be
herself
without the blonde hair. She always was.
She's just making such amazing strides, and
the horses really open up people for a chance to get some breakthroughs that they may have been, resistant to, or it's just an opportunity for the horses to see, hey, what can I help you learn? Right. Mm-hmm. And obviously, any container of people who are vulnerable, we set a proper container here for
confidentiality and respect.
Sure.
And
no substances, and they're alcohol-free retreats. It's about working together.
Sure.
It's not, there's not like party at night. It's we're coming to do the deep stuff. And excavate and rebuild.
Yeah, and sometimes we'll do a sound healing in the evening before they head back to their place of staying. And, they want to integrate. Like, there's a lot of integration. When they're done with their retreat, we usually have a group chat my practitioners, my facilitators of the retreat, one who was on my retreat with me, actually, a homeopath from Miami, got the training.
Okay.
So we kind of like, I built the place, she does the facilitating. And then I've also met someone locally who's amazing, who also does this type of work. And
really
so
great.
it's been great. And now I just lost my train of thought of what I was trying.
Well, I think you might have been getting to the, maybe we also, people call us to host things. And so, if they come to Asheville, we can put on for them the best breathwork person. In Nashville, we don't tell anyone the best, but a vetted, trusted, great breathwork person, a sound healer, great Ayurvedic farm to table chef for lunches and dinners.
Right.
So we mix that together to create a retreat for others where they have some content, but their content is enhanced by horses.
Is that why you guys chose Asheville as your destination, or did you have any other place in mind before that? I mean, I know Asheville is
wellness.
full of restaurants, wellness everywhere, and art and all this stuff, which is
because we were in Florida.
We had come through
a few times.
Okay.
And something about it grabbed me. It's like I'm a big Allman Brothers fan, and I know that Warren Haynes is from here.
Yes.
And they have 30 Christmas jams already. And what else?
Into the music. So we knew we needed to be somewhere where there
could
was
satisfy some music
scene, food
Understand that.
Looked within 45 minutes of Asheville and said, we can't be 45 minutes away.
Yeah. So 20.
Perfect.
We're running out to dinner. It's even though it's 15-20 minutes, it's fine. Because you can't get a space like this any closer.
You cannot. No, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, we're right at the zone where we got the space and closer. So that's where people can come, stay where you guys are, or hotels, whatever their flavor is, and then come here. And then for the non-retreat time, we have all these custom these appointments people can make.
Just being with the horses. We explain a little bit. They spend about an hour and a half. They can just sit with the horse.
Yeah.
They can groom the horse. It's there's no agenda.
Yeah, so many people horses are and they know that they want to be around them,
right?
But there's no opportunity for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And some people come to Asheville like, "Where's the trail ride?"
Some people call and they're like, "Oh, do you do this?" And
people like, "I can just be with the horses."
No, it's true.
And that's what we called it Just Be, because that's where HapBE.
So we'll let you explain more how we did the meditation with horses. But I know when I mentioned it to a few people, they were definitely not sure how that all worked. They were like, "What exactly happened? Were you grooming them?" Because some people heard that like grooming them is good for you. For them. It's the same kind of thing.
Meditating.
That'll be more of the Just Be with the horses experience. But yes, there are plenty of equine facilitator learning exercises of just the grooming. Just intentionally communicating. Not just like just really,
but really connecting.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like when you brush your dog and the dog doesn't want to be there. That was hard. I'm trying to get the hair out.
Right.
It's a little bit of a fight. But here we learn to practice, it's a kind of like a liberty, kind of natural kind of thing.
Sure.
So the meditation, you want us to describe that a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah. So there's two ways we could do meditation, but the main way we do it is we put chairs in a circle. We limit the size for safety.
Right.
Not that we've ever had any kind of issues, but we Jen and I,
for the horses.
Yeah, Jen and I always want to be. We don't have too much energy there. Too many different people.
Sure.
So, and we sit down before we go down to the field, and we have a discussion about making sure everyone feels good about the horses.
Right.
And we have a discussion of people with meditation, and I teach, what I believe meditation is about and how important it is. And some people come with a lot of experience with meditation in different kinds, and others have never done it before. So it's a great opportunity for me to share the power of it, because I've been meditating for a long time, and I think it's definitely helpful for people to just learn to be, especially with digital stuff these days.
Oh, yeah.
So then we all walk down together, and usually it's social. People are meeting each other from different places, because we get locals and we get people who are coming to us who are traveling.
Very nice.
And it becomes an event for them to do. And we come down there and we take a couple of deep breaths before we go in, and we sit down in the chairs, and then we
don't really interact with the horses.
Right.
We let the horses do what they want to do. And in the meditations, we talk about mostly it starts with breathing.
Right.
And concentrating on the breath and just letting yourself breathe.
Right.
And then it moves into sound.
Yep.
Let's now just listen to the sounds, not interpret them as a bird or whatever. Just see if you could just see it come in and go out.
During all this, of course, the horses are in the field with you. So they may be weaving in and out. They may be far away. Their energy field's so massive that no matter what, they know what's going on with the people.
Right.
Yeah. And so then we move into the heart and, being able to kind of detect and hear your heart beat. I know some people can't find their pulse by putting their finger on their hand, but if you...
That's true. No, I know.
You always say, feel your heartbeat. I never can feel it.
But if you listen really, really, really closely, you can hear the thump and feel.
You definitely do.
But it's just, you have to be very, very subtle. And then we talk about how the heart is kind of like the mind. In Asian languages, like, it's the same word. Heart, mind is a kind of a combo because I guess they live more from the heart and the body than the thinking, which makes sense, right? And
that's why they live so long.
Then we have people kind of just focus on receiving love and giving love. And normally when we do that, the horses start to change what they're detecting.
Right.
And they
just kind of
like
sense
95% of the time, it's like, boom, they come walking. It's like, I'm running my own little test.
Okay.
So when the collective is actually dropping in and sending love, it changes somehow the air, the energy, or the vibration or something.
Right.
And they come. And then we're very slow to come out of it. I usually have this great instrument that I got that has like some chimes in it. And it's beautiful because it's different for everyone.
It's very calming, I thought.
And the horses like it too. And then that brings everyone back slowly because you don't want to jar anyone back into reality too quickly.
Right.
And that's great. And then after that, we'll
ask people if they want to share, because sometimes people can be emotional during the process and there's no pressure, but we want people to know it's a safe space to share.
Absolutely.
Some people are sharers and some people don't. I get a sense that they want to share, but they don't. And I might give an extra look.
Sometimes I'll talk to some people even after when we've sort of disbanded. But they also do get a chance to spend some time with the horses, in which case we, of course, stress how, you don't like a close talker, don't run at a horse, don't reach at a horse.
Right,
like,
exactly,
their space.
Yeah, you don't want someone putting their hand on your nose when
exactly.
when they first meet you. And that's like the beginning of a where they're like, oh, that's curious. You do retreats and I'd love to bring my family back or whatever.
Exactly.
So that's what we do. It's really just a hand holding
very nice
offering for people to experience horses in a way
for themselves.
Experience horses in a way that they haven't experienced.
Very exciting. Is there anything you want to share about anything upcoming? Any plans? Anything?
We
have several retreats coming up. The soonest one is the retreat that we've been doing for now a little over a year.
Okay.
Which is our Equine Self Discovery program.
Very nice.
And that's a 3-day retreat in September. That is the 25th, 6th, and 7th. I'm pretty sure it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
17, 18, 19.
It's not. That's the other one.
We may offer that again in November. We offer that one 3 to 4 times a year. 3 to 4 times a year we offer that. That's a 3-day.
And then we've just added a new retreat. There's this whole incredible new term called mother hunger.
Okay.
There was a book that was written by Kelly McDaniel. She's a psychologist. She just actually was featured on the Mel Robbins podcast.
Okay.
Everyone should listen to it because I just finished listeing to it and it's just unbelievable. It's a lot about attachment injuries, childhood stuff. Not some people, some people had a very difficult upbringing and they may have had a narcissistic parent or they may have had an abusive parent. But even all of us, because there's generational trauma from your own parents, their parents, their grandparents. So there's stuff that as a child happens that you don't know how to process it.
And it's not your fault. And it's even not even your mom's fault, It's just, everyone's always doing the best they can with what they got and in the moment.
However, you do sometimes have some trauma around that you may not discover till you're in your 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people like in our generation are open to therapy, to self-care, to self-help.
Yep.
So it's becoming a very popular thing. And Kelly came out with a whole method to help women.
But she certified
somewhere around 30 people. And one of the first people she certified is Emily Davis, who is a licensed clinical social worker. She's just outside of Charlotte.
And she's been doing the retreats in Montana, and it's been very far for her and people to get to.
Sure.
So now we're going to be offering them here at HapBE Valley with our horses, and it's right near Charlotte. So she can bring her client base, plus we can attract all the people that we have, and bring more love to Asheville.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really, and again, so it's just the work is so powerful and helpful for so many, and we're excited to be doing something meaningful in this.
Yeah, no, I understand that absolutely. You're doing a wonderful thing. One day you'll have to write your own book, maybe about all the stories about how people have been moved or changed.
That'll be confidential.
It's
purely coincidental. It's like Law and Order. Anything that happened here is purely coincidental.
So, anything else you want to share? You want to share your social media, your webpage, any way anybody can?
Oh, I thought you were saying Social Security number.
Oh, no.
So our website is happyvalley.com, HapBE Valley.com. We're on Instagram at HapBE Valley and Facebook. We know we need to start being on TikTok, although social media is not my favorite.
I know.
Social
media is a lot of work in itself.
Yeah. And I mean, everything's on our website, and we're always, you can always reach out if there's a specific something that even you're in town in Asheville and you're like, wait, I heard about this place. Can I set up something
individuals,
private?
Group, corporations. We didn't talk. We have a corporate program too, which teaches like the different roles of the herd.
And how it
relates back to work or family, Are you a dominant person, or are you, and are you using your skills in a mature, immature way? And it's super great for like a half-day corporate thing as well.
Okay. So what did you say the maximum was again on a retreat?
On our retreats, it's 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
Right.
We may have to look into trying to get a retreat weekend. We can have up to 10 people. So
that'd be a good match.
That's why I asked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Wanted to share our story and
love this place. This place is beautiful, and definitely you can feel all the good energy.
Spend more time here.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
Yeah, that yoga really straightened me out too. I've been having pain in my back and went home and it went away. I go,
yeah. So
I still get a little bit, but
that's what we were saying.
I was shocked. Wait a minute.
I can get come every Saturday.
Shut the podcast off and I'll show you some more moves.
You make everyone breakfast.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. Yeah. This is Steve and Karen once again from the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast. Remember, we have fresh beer on tap. Serve breakfast every morning, coffee in your room.
Yep.
That's right. And for Lisa, we have Hefeweizen and a IPA on tap. So next time you get out here, Lisa.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Adventures in Asheville show. Learn more about the Lion and the Rose Bed and Breakfast, which is located in the historic Montford district of Asheville, North Carolina. Go to lion-rose.com. You can keep up with our Big Blend Radio